Good morning, friends. Today is Kaveri's wedding day. Yes, that Kaveri. The same Kaveri who once declared that she would spend her entire life reading poetry and arguing with scholars instead of getting married. And yet, here we are. The sun has barely risen over Thanjavur, and Amma has already reminded me 6 times that weddings do not slow down for sleepy daughters. The city outside is only just beginning to wake. Somewhere in the distance, a rooster announces the arrival of morning with far more confidence than accuracy. I hear the steady rhythm of grain being ground for breakfast. A cow nearby appears to be protesting something of great importance. The air drifting through the window smells of wet earth, wood smoke, and the promise of a busy day. Thanjavur is awake. Unfortunately, that means I must be awake too. I step into the courtyard where Amma has already prepared water for my bath. Naturally, the water feels as though it has come directly from the mountains themselves. I place one foot into the vessel and immediately reconsider every decision that has led me to this moment. Stop complaining, Amma says. I didn't say anything, I reply. Your face complained. Mothers possess strange powers. There is no escaping them. After the bath comes the oil. No wedding, no festival, no important occasion begins without oil for the hair. Amma pours a little into her hand and begins working it through my hair with the determination of a general preparing soldiers for a battle. Apparently, beauty requires discipline and patience, mostly patience. The scent rises around us immediately. Sesame oil mixed with herbs and flowers. A scent that reminds me of festivals, celebrations, and childhood mornings exactly like this one. Some things change, some never do. After the oil comes the part I actually enjoy, sandalwood paste, cool against the skin. Its fragrance belongs to mornings like this, wedding mornings, festival mornings, the kind of mornings people remember years later. Amma applies a little to my forehead and cheeks while reminding me not to touch it before it dries. Naturally, this makes me want to touch it immediately. Then comes turmeric. Every household has its own traditions. Some swear by one mixture. Others insist another recipe has been passed down through generations. Every grandmother believes her method is the correct one. Every grandmother is willing to defend this opinion passionately. I have learned not to interfere in such discussions. I value my survival. By now, the sun has begun to rise properly. Golden light spills into the courtyard. The city grows louder. Voices drift from neighboring houses. Doors open. Children run errands for their mothers. Merchants prepare to open their shops. Temple bells carry across the morning air. The city entirely feels as though it is stretching awake. And then comes the greatest challenge of the morning, my hair. Amma insists that if I move even slightly while she works, all her efforts will be ruined. Apparently, my head contains the power to destroy civilization itself. I sit perfectly still while she parts, braids, twists, and arranges my hair with astonishing speed. How mothers learn these skills remains one of the greatest mysteries of the world. Finally, she steps back to inspect her work. I know what comes next. Flowers. No wedding attire is complete without flowers. Jasmine sits in one basket, moonlight flowers in another. I chose one arrangement, Amma chooses another. A discussion follows. By discussion, Amma decides, and I discover that I agreed with her all along. The fragrance surrounds me immediately. Fresh flowers have a way of making an ordinary morning feel important. For the first time today, the excitement truly reaches me. Kaveri is getting married. By this evening, everything will be different. A new home, new responsibilities, a new chapter in her life. Yesterday, we were girls running through the streets and arguing over poetry. Today, she becomes a bride. Life moves quickly when no one is not paying attention. Amma notices my expression. Why are you suddenly so quiet? She asks. I was thinking about Kaveri. Amma smiles. Then stop thinking and finish getting ready. Practical advice, as always. Now comes the most dangerous part of preparing for a wedding, choosing what to wear. Not because it is difficult, because everyone suddenly becomes an expert. Amma has opinions, my aunt has opinions, even the neighbor passing by somehow develops opinions. Apparently, the entire city has been waiting for this moment. The first bundle of clothes is opened carefully and spread before me. Beautiful, elegant, far too heavy. If I wear this, I shall spend the wedding standing perfectly still like a temple statue. I would like to enjoy the ceremony, possibly even eat. The second choice is lighter, comfortable, practical. Unfortunately, Amma disagrees. This is Kaveri's wedding, she says, as if I had forgotten. You cannot dress as though you are going to buy vegetables. A fair point. The third option appears. This one earns Amma's approval, my aunt's approval, and most importantly, my approval. A rare and beautiful moment of peace settles over the household. Naturally, it does not last because now we arrive at jewelry. The wooden box appears. Every family has one. A box filled with ornaments carrying stories older than the people who wear them. Amma opens it with the seriousness of a temple priest opening a sacred manuscript. Inside, gold catches the morning light. Bangles, necklaces, earrings, hair ornaments, a small army of glittering decisions wait for me. This belonged to your grandmother, Amma says, lifting a necklace carefully. I immediately become nervous. Family jewelry comes with responsibilities and instructions, many instructions. Do not drop it, do not misplace it, do not lend it to cousins, do not let children touch it. I am fairly certain there are more rules than ornaments. The necklace settles around my neck with surprising weight. Perhaps memories weigh more than gold. The bangles come next. I slide them onto my wrist one by one. Immediately, they announce their presence to the entire household. Every movement becomes music. Walking becomes music. Breathing becomes music. If I attempt to sneak anywhere today, I shall fail completely. My younger cousin appears beside me. Can I wear some too? No. Why not? Because if one goes missing, I shall be blamed until the end of time. She thinks for a moment. That seems fair. Children possess a frightening ability to accept injustice when it affects someone else. The earrings come next. Beautiful, heavy, very heavy. There must be a point during every wedding when women collectively decide that beauty is worth mild suffering. This appears to be that point. Amma steps back and studies me carefully. She adjusts one fold, straightens another, moves a flower slightly to the left, then slightly to the right, then back to the left again. Perfection, it seems, hides in very small details. Finally, she nods, the official sign of approval. I exhale with relief for approximately 3 seconds. Then Aunt Vani arrives. A different necklace would look better, she says. Of course, the debate begins immediately. Gold versus pearls, simple versus elaborate, traditional versus fashionable. I remain completely silent. Experience has taught me that surviving these discussions requires becoming invisible. Eventually, a decision is reached. I do not know how, I do not know by whom, but suddenly everyone is happy again. The crisis has passed. For now, I walk over to the polished bronze mirror and finally see everything together. The flowers, the ornaments, the bracelets catching the light. For a moment, I hardly recognize myself. Not because I look different, because the day suddenly feels real. Kaveri is getting married. By sunset, she will begin a new life. And somehow, that makes me feel as though we are all standing at the edge of something new. A voice calls from outside. The cart is ready. It is time to leave. Appa is already seated. Amma is carrying enough things to survive a military campaign. And somehow she still believes we have forgotten something important. We have not forgotten anything, Appa says. We have definitely forgotten something, Amma replies. This conversation happens before every journey. I suspect it will continue until the end of time. The morning sun climbs steadily higher, spilling golden light across the streets of Thanjavur. The city is fully awake now. Shopkeepers lift wooden shutters. Porters arrange fresh vessels outside their homes. The blacksmith's hammer rings somewhere in the distance. Women sweep their courtyards and sprinkle water to settle the dust. Children race through the streets with the endless energy that only children possess. One nearly runs directly into our cart. His mother catches him by the arm before disaster strikes. Mothers truly are faster than soldiers. We pass the spice cellar first. Even before I see them, I smell them. Pepper, cardamom, turmeric. The air itself seems seasoned. A merchant loudly promises that his spices are the finest in the kingdom. The merchant beside him immediately claims the same. Competition is alive and healthy in Thanjavur. Further along the road, flower sellers sit surrounded by mountains of color. Jasmine, mullai, marigolds, lotus blossoms floating gently in bowls of water. Women stop to bargain. Men pretend not to notice how long the bargaining takes. Life continues as it always has. As we move deeper into the city, the crowds begin to grow. Families dressed in their finest clothes walk in the same direction we are traveling. Children carry baskets. Elderly relatives move more slowly but somehow still manage to complain about everyone else's pace. Wedding season, it seems, affects the entire city. I spot musicians ahead of us. A drummer carefully adjusts his instrument. Another man carries a wind instrument wrapped in cloth. Soon enough, their music will fill the temple courtyards. A wedding without music feels almost impossible to imagine. Then suddenly, the streets widen. The buildings seem smaller. The conversation around us softens. And there it is, the great temple. No matter how many times I see it, my mind refuses to believe that human hands built such a thing. The tower rises into the sky as though it belongs there naturally, as though the earth itself decided to grow a mountain of stone. Morning sunlight spills across its surface. For a moment, the entire structure glows gold, amber, fire. Pilgrims climb the steps carrying flowers and offerings. Priests move quietly through the courtyards. Temple bells echo through the air. Somewhere deeper inside, drums answer them. Bell, drum, the heartbeat of the city. Our cart stops near the entrance. Friends greet friends. Relatives search for relatives. Children become lost and immediately found again. Everywhere I look, there are smiles and flowers. So many flowers. Near the entrance, two elderly men appear to be engaged in a debate of enormous importance. One gesture towards the seating arrangements, the other gestures even more dramatically. I have never attended a wedding where seating arrangements did not threaten peace and stability. Some traditions endure. As we enter the temple grounds, preparations are happening everywhere at once. Women carry trays of fruits and lamps. Young boys rush back and forth carrying instructions they have already forgotten. Someone is searching urgently for a missing brass vessel. Someone else is searching for the person searching for the brass vessel. Order and chaos appear to exist together quite comfortably at weddings. And then I see her, Kaveri. She is seated near one of the pillars while her cousins arrange flowers in her hair. For a moment, she does not notice me. For a moment, the noise around us disappears. This is not the girl who climbed trees with me, not the girl who argued about poetry, not the girl who laughed so loudly that entire streets turned to stare. This is a bride, my friend, but also someone standing at the doorway of a new life. As though she senses me watching, she looks up. Our eyes meet. Immediately, she asks the question every bride asks. Do I look strange? I laugh. No. She looks unconvinced. I move closer. You look exactly like someone who is about to be remembered for the rest of her life. For the first time that morning, she smiles. A real smile. Not the nervous smile she has been giving relatives all morning. Just Kaveri, my friend. The same friend she has always been. Outside, the drums begin to play. The ceremony will start soon. The day we have all been waiting for has finally arrived.